Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fly Tour. Please don't forget to turn on your cameras and change your name to teacher, school, and grade. And we're just going to let people get in, and we'll be starting in a few minutes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Welcome,
what's up?
welcome,
Hi,
What's up?
everybody.
welcome.
Going on,
Hey,
everybody?
everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Good
good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
y'all doing
morning.
this morning?
How y'all
Are y'all
feeling?
We, we know it's early. right now. Gotta still wake up a little bit.
Get the jitters out,
Exactly.
Right.
Give us some nonverbal energy, y'all. Thumbs up. How we feeling today?
Yeah, all right.
There we go.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
See you. Come on.
Yeah.
There we go.
About to
There's
take
it.
flight
Now we
today.
got some. Yeah, now we got some movement going. Well,
Absolutely.
everyone, welcome
Okay.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what classes do we have here today?
God, I see New Iberia.
I see
I
STEM.
see-
I see Manny
so-
High School.
let's
Jerome.
Where-
STEM 10th. Am I saying it right? I see y'all. Wave
Liberty
y'all's hands.
Magnet.
There you go. Hands. Thumbs up.
All right. So we are so happy to see all of you here today. Welcome back. This is to the 2023 Spring Fly Tour. So each year we connect you with colleges and universities in Louisiana, and this year is no different. So we have on the call with us today, Fran Yu, so Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University. We have Louisiana State University, and we have McNeese State University on the call today. So they will have a lot of information for you later. Thank y'all for being a part of the show. So from our classes, who has participated in Fly Tour before? Y'all can raise y'all's hands, do a thumbs up on Zoom. All right.
Okay, I
I
see
see
y'all.
Jerome's class.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay. Got some
All right.
repeaters.
All right.
So y'all, so our people that have already been here, y'all know that we
Mhm.
expect some energy out of you. We expect you to be involved. We have our breakout rooms later. So we
Yes.
want to, you got to show everybody how it's done, right?
Mhm.
So to get us started, just in case you haven't been here before, I am Kayla. I am our senior advocate. So, the seniors, y'all are the leaders of the school. We know the seniors are the best class, right? Right? Where am I saying that?
Please. And on that note, I'm Izzy. I'm the freshman advocate, and we all know the freshmen, we are the best. We have all the energy, and we are going to dominate today. So we hope you have been having an awesome school year, and we're doing everything in your power to prepare for your futures.
And just slide it on to really the best group of people who's on this call. That's the juniors.
No.
That's the juniors. Can you get a woo woo for the juniors? Woo woo. Well, juniors, I am Brian.
Nope.
I'm your junior advocate, and we gonna let them know how it go down. You know what I'm saying? That's all it. That's it.
So also remember, if y'all notice, we have two new advocates now. So we have Daniel and Ashlyn. So that they will be joining our team. Daniel as for our middle schoolers and Ashlyn for our sophomores. So they're gonna help continue your journey to high school and to graduation. So let's give them a big welcome.
There you go. All the class.
Hey.
Thank you, guys.
Hey.
I am glad to be here and excited to work with you guys. And I am your middle school advocate. Where are my middle schoolers? Come on, give me some energy, middle schoolers. Where y'all at? I'm looking for y'all. I see some at Martin Berman.
I see some. I see some.
I see
Let's
y'all.
see.
Okay. Now that we're done with that, we all know we saved the best for last. Hi,
Adam.
everybody. I am Ashlyn. I'm going to be y'all sophomore advocate. Where are the sophomores at? Do we have any sophomores in here? Okay, I see y'all. So, we're just going to go ahead and start having some fun. We're here, we're the best. Easy.
Look, it looks like Jerome's class has the most energy so far. Some
Yeah,
of y'all,
I see that.
y'all didn't have your coffee this morning. What's going on? We need a little bit more pep in your step. All right.
Yes, they
So next up,
So
we have some
first,
quick rules.
quick rules. You're right. Let me start with the first rule. Well, it's not really a rule. We just want to thank you and the counselors and the teachers for attending the show today and for being a part of the Fly Tour. So we just want to show them appreciation and show all the students appreciation and just show everybody appreciation just for being here today on the Fly Tour with us.
All the snaps, all the
Thank
claps.
y'all. Thank y'all. All the snaps and claps. So secondly, we need you to remain muted so that everyone is able to hear everything that is being presented. There will be times that we ask open-ended questions and you can unmute yourself so you can answer directly, especially when we're in the breakout room. Or you can use the raise your hand function through Zoom and we'll unmute you. Also, you can definitely pick a designated person that's going to be in your chat box. So put the chat of things that are happening in the room to stay involved that way too.
Absolutely, because we're going to be listening and we're going to be looking for the chat for all those answers because we just want to hear from you from all means. And then lastly, please, 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 please respect all the presenters that will be on the sessions today. And most importantly, please respect each other. There's different schools here today. It's going to be exciting. And we're just ready to have some fun.
And now that all of that is out the way, are you guys ready for some fun? It's time to have some fun, y'all. So,
all right, let's go.
Now, first thing is did you know that this month is College Commitment and Attainment Month in Louisiana? Kayla, do you want to talk more about this?
Yeah, so this month is a time to think about your next steps after high school, especially for my seniors. So you probably already started receiving some acceptance letters. Maybe you already know where you've committed to. Maybe you're still deciding between some offers. But because deciding on which program is right for you is a huge task.
Yes, it's a big task. But guess what? We are here to help you navigate all the steps you need to your goals. But also, this week is Louisiana Community College Week. So for Louisiana community colleges and technical schools, that are hosting events all this week to help you learn more about the programs and the career paths and everything that they offer for students.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it is never, never, never too early to begin preparing for your plans after high school. We want you to get on the right track or just start thinking, especially for my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Y'all can start early. And we know y'all are the best group anyway.
Right.
We'll give you that one. Well, this time we'll give you that one.
Right. And we have LOSFA's 5-point match tool, which helps make sure Louisiana scholars like you all, because y'all are all scholars, have everything that you'll need to prepare for awesomeness in school and beyond.
Right. And you can use LOSFA's 5-point match to explore colleges and careers. And when you start receiving your acceptance letters, you can dig a little deeper and use it to make your final decision. So, Brian, do you want to tell us what match point 1 is?
Match point 1. And y'all remember this because in our breakout rooms, we're going to get more detail. But match point 1 is called aptitude, skills, and interests. It's discovering what you're good at, because you can use the things you're good at, the things you like, your skills, your interests, things that you already love to determine where you want to go and what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. And then match point number 2 is the academic match. So we're going to be talking a little bit about this in all of our breakout rooms. So like he was saying, make sure y'all are paying attention because we're going to be quizzing you on some stuff. And the academic match is figuring out where you are currently with your grades. So that means like GPA, ACT, and SAT scores determine how far you need to get to go to the school that you want to go to or go to your dream school.
Yeah. And match point 3 is cost of choice. So that helps you figure out, can you afford it? College is expensive, but there are ways that you can minimize loan debt and maximize gift aid using scholarships that are merit-based and even grants. So remember, scholarships and grants, you don't pay back. Loans, you have to pay back.
Free money.
After you graduate. Right, exactly. So after you graduate, you want to keep those coins that you're earning. You don't want to have to pay back loans. So we want to make sure that you can graduate with as little debt as possible.
Absolutely. And then we have match point 4. So match point 4 is our social and emotional match. And it's the best way to determine which college or university is the best fit for you. Because guess what? We all have our best fit. So we look at class size, extracurriculars, location, majors, even distance from home. Because, you want to go home, get that home cooked meal every now and again. Mm-hmm. After doing your research, this is when you ask, who, right?
Exactly. And remember, there's a path for each of you, whether that's going through a technical program, getting a certification, an associate's degree, which is usually 2 years, or a bachelor degree, which is usually about 4 to 5 years. And maybe you even want to go further than that. Maybe you want to get a Juris Doctorate and become a lawyer. Or maybe you want to get a different professional degree like a master's in business administration. There are so many possibilities for your future.
So many, so many. So now we're gonna have those more in-depth conversations in our breakout rooms with your advocates. So we're gonna talk to y'all, get to know y'all a little better, get hyped, get ready, because we're about to learn a lot. But it's gonna be exciting and we're gonna have fun. So the first step I need everybody to do is I'm gonna open the breakout rooms. And I need all the middle schools, go to the middle school breakout room, the freshman breakout room, and so forth on. Is everybody ready? Advocate?
All right, freshmen, let's make sure we have a lot of shout outs when we come back in and let them know that we were the best.
All right, I'm about to open the
y'all
breakout
can sit down. The
room.
middle schoolers gonna
Already
take it. We
said it
gonna
was the
take it.
sophomores.
The juniors,
Wow.
y'all know what
That's
to
not middle
do.
schoolers.
We know what
All
it's
right, the
doing.
breakout rooms are open.
Now y'all know the seniors got it. Don't worry about it.
No.
Nah. Y'all might as well go ahead and graduate.
Nah.
We
Ain't
will.
gonna
We
happen.
will.
Ain't gonna happen. All right, make sure the sophomores join the sophomore breakout room. The ninth graders join the breakout room. Yeah. Okay, got a few stragglers.
I see there's a Shinover Steam class. Can you guys please join the junior breakout room? If you don't see it, it might be under the more button when you hover.
Okay, schools should be returning back from breakout rooms. Okay, our advocates are slowly coming back.
Yep. Hey, how was y'all's breakout room? Mine was amazing. Just gonna let you know that.
Mine was great.
Mine.
I want to give a shout out to Daniel. Very funny kid. Very funny.
Awesome, man. I had STEM in mine and Livonia High School. They did amazing.
Yes, I had them too, and
They're
they
the
said they knew tops,
best.
but I didn't believe them. But guess what? They definitely knew tops, and
Did they?
that's great.
But here's the thing: nobody did better than my middle schoolers. So
What?
y'all
No.
can sit
I'm
down
pretty
and
sure
What?
the
listen.
sophomores did.
Oh
They
The
knew
no.
freshmen did
everything.
Oh
They
phenomenal.
no.
knew everything. They knew the answers before I could even finish the sentence.
They
Oh,
told me that
First of
Instagram.
all,
Ex- mm, okay,
Oh
let's
no,
go.
we
first
had a
of
little
all,
dance
we
party in
all
mine. We had a little dance party. There was
first of all, we
somebody in a
already
yellow
know.
sweatshirt. She was killing it.
First of all, we already know that the seniors always represent, and
oh
that
no.
was no different today. That was
Really?
no different today. They knew what they were ready. They knew where they're going to school. We have some students that are going to out of state schools. They
Ooh.
know what they want to do for their career. Look, our seniors are ready. Our
Oh, they
seniors
are
are ready.
prepared.
Look,
See, my
they were
class.
on it with their top. They got this.
Right.
See, it's my class told me that Instagram is still popular, so I'm
Oh,
stoked. They were
so
really cool,
better get some follows then. You know, MLCA
Right.
underscore
right?
junior. You
Segue.
know, better get some
Freshmen, they're
follows.
phenomenal. Loved it. All right,
So good.
guys.
All right, all right. So did everyone enjoy their breakout rooms as their advocates? Thumbs up, thumbs
Yeah.
down. Yeah, yeah.
Look,
Did
y'all
y'all
The
know
learn
we love
best.
something?
them.
We played some
I
fun,
see a lot of thumbs up.
some
I see a lot of
fun
thumbs up.
Pictionary. STEM, I better see y'all's thumbs up because we had a great time, right?
Okay, so now we're going to take a deep dive into the college admissions process. On the call, we have representatives from FranU, LSU, and McNeese State. So make sure that you give them your full undivided attention. We're going to start with FranU first. So, Miss Marlena, take
Hello,
away.
everyone. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Let me go ahead and pick it. There we go. All right. So I think I picked the right one. Can y'all see a big wolf right now? Oh, shoot.
Yes, yes, we can
Yes,
see it.
it's
Okay,
up.
perfect.
It's good.
All right. So this is your moment to thrive at FranU. Just to get started, we have a couple of a little bit of history about FranU. So the birth of a lifelong learning. We were established as a school of nursing back in 1923. In the 1970s, we moved to current location on Essen Lane. So if you haven't been to Baton Rouge in a while, we are right off of Essen Lane, right by the really big Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. And it is in 1989 that we transitioned to Our Lady of the Lake College of Nursing and Allied Health. This is kind of similar to what we were known as, which is in July 1995. That's what we were originally named, Our Lady of the Lake College. And in 2016 of October, we switched our name to Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University. It is a mouthful, so we just go by FranU for short. And then next, who are we? We are a Catholic Franciscan university in the South. We are the only one. We are mission centered. We offer degree programs ranging the health professions, behavioral and natural sciences, and humanities. We now, got too excited. We offer associate, baccalaureate, master's, and doctorate degrees now, which is why we have university in the name. And these are our fabulous programs. So a lot of it is still health-based, but we have introduced some new programs like psychology, theology, and we even now have a Bachelor of Business. And there's 3 different tracks. We have general business, health administration, and management. So our mission and core values. Our mission statement, the mission of Franciscan missionaries of Our Lady University is to educate and form Franciscan servant leaders of all faiths. And our core values is service, reverence, and love for all life, joyfulness of spirit, humility, and justice. These core values are really great because we also have a simulated environment teaching hospital, which is hands-on learning for our students. And so it definitely upholds to a lot of our core values. And just like I was just saying, we have 10,000 square feet of space for simulation practice. 100% of our physical therapy assistant and physician assistant studies, they pass at the first attempt. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, 99% of them pass the first time. And our Doctorate of Nurse Practice, CRNA, 96% pass. We are also a recipient of the Nightingale Award, which we're really proud of. And we have 19,000 plus community service hours that our students are involved in. So when you go into your clinicals, if you go into the medical field, you first have to do clinicals. And our students not only get involved with outpatient, but it's also inpatient clinicals as well. And we send you throughout of Baton Rouge to Our Lady of the Lake Hospital, Our Lady of the Lake in Ascension Parish, Ochsner Women's Health, and Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. And we have clinical guaranteed admission opportunities as well. So a place for excellence. We are an intimate family-like community. On average, we have a 30-to-1 student-to-professor ratio. We focus on engaged learning. We have an emphasis on service. We have free tutoring and a writing center, and we are one of the most affordable private institutions too. So this is the engaged learning that I was talking about in Seth, the simulated environment teaching hospital. We have radiology technology with 2 full functioning X-ray machines. We also have our medical laboratory science. We have nursing that handles low fidelity sims and high fidelity. Low fidelity meaning that you only hear heart rate and breath rate, and you can practice with getting blood draw or doing IVs. But then high fidelity is where the sim talks to you. They can cry, they can have a seizure. So you experience everything all over. More engaged learning. One of the coolest things that we offer is an anatomage table. We have 3 here on campus. Our students are able to learn from 4 cadavers that have donated their bodies to science, and we turn them into a 3D version by putting them in this giant iPad. And instead of like a regular cadaver, where you can only use it about maybe only a week, in here we have these people for the rest of our lives, and our students can learn from their life that way. And that's how we also uphold that reverence for all life and that joyfulness of spirit. And service, so we offer students on campus have different things that they can get involved in. So like Student Government Association, they are constantly doing a bunch of different events, and we reach out to the communities here in Baton Rouge. And then also on campus, we have our own events for our students that can get involved. And each of our programs have their own club that they can be a part of. So like for students in nursing, there's the Student Nursing Association. And then it's the same for all the others. They have their own little clubs that they can get involved in. So student life, there's professional student organizations. We have campus ministry organizations, Student Government Association. We have Welcome Week. So that first week of classes, we get students involved that are new or current. We have monthly SGA social events. We have Franciscan Week, and then so much more. For example, this past Saturday, we had an open house. So if you didn't get to attend, hopefully you get to attend this fall or maybe even next year. So a couple of other campus events. We have our trunk or treat. Coming up, we have our crawfish boil. And then this fall, we're going to come back to our turkey bowl, which is where you go bowling with butterball turkeys. And they're frozen and they get wrapped up. And then we donate them to the community. some more of our campus life. So we're actually getting ready to move into our new building, St. Francis Hall, and it's coming up around our centennial as well. So we have a bunch of exciting events coming up this next year. So if you see me at any of the high school visits or college fairs, definitely sign up so you can receive all of this information and you can come out to one of them. Clinical guaranteed admissions, this is for the freshmen. They must take all prerequisite coursework for clinical programs and Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University. Dual enrollment credits are an exception. You must maintain a 3.0 GPA and meet all other requirements. And this is for nursing, radiology technology, medical lab sciences, respiratory therapy, and physical therapy assistant. And then clinical guaranteed admissions, this is for if you decide to transfer to FranU. For nursing, medical laboratory science, and respiratory therapy, you must transfer with a minimum of 30 hours of prerequisite coursework with a minimum of 3.2 GPA and an overall 3.0 GPA. And all other minimum requirements are met. Radiology technology and physical therapy assistant, you must have a 3.2 GPA and all prerequisite coursework transferred and a 3.0 overall GPA. And you must have clinical hours complete, letters of recommendation, and an ACT composite score of 20 or higher. Your first step to thriving. So we do accept TOPS. You must have a 2.5 TOPS core GPA. This is for first-time freshmen, and a 20 ACT score, which this past year we actually just became test optional. So if your test score doesn't look that great, that is okay. Just as long as you meet the GPA and we receive a high school transcript, you're guaranteed to get it. For transfer students, this is if you decide to take a break after high school, you just need to have a 2.0 college GPA with less than 30 credit hours, and you must please send above information as well. We have university scholarships available, private scholarships are accepted as well, and FranU participates in federal financial aid and Louisiana TOPS and Go Grants program. Here's some more scholarship opportunities. When you apply, there's the Franciscan Scholarship, full tuition and fees, less TOPS, no more than 8 semesters. You have to have a 3.5 GPA, 24 ACT, or 1,180 SAT, and a record of high school activities and leadership essay. Board of Trustees Scholarship, $2,500 per semester, no more than 8 semesters. You have to have a 3.0 GPA, 21 ACT, or a 1080 SAT, and record of high school activities and leadership in an essay. This is automatic consideration, so that those first two I mentioned, you have to apply for. As for these ones, you're already put into the poll to see if you can receive it. So we have the Presidential Scholarship, half tuition, no more than 8 semesters, first-time freshman, and 3.5 GPA, a 23 ACT, or 1140 SAT. Dean Scholarship, $1,500 per semester, no more than 8 semesters, and a 3.25 GPA, a 21 ACT, or a 1080 SAT. Some more automatic considerations. We have the Catholic Advantage Scholarship, half tuition, no more than 8 semesters, 3.25 GPA, 22 ACT, or 1110 SAT, and a graduate of a Catholic high school. The TAW Transfer Scholarship is a half tuition, no more than 6 semesters, 3.0 college GPA, 24 or more transfer credits. So that's if you're a transfer student transferring from another university or community college. And so these are just for our open houses. This was for this year. So unfortunately we missed y'all, but hopefully again, you can attend next year. And if you have any questions, I will be staying on for the rest of the time. So if you wanted to direct message me any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Or if you just wanted to contact me at a later time, you can either email me at admissions@franu.edu or give me a call at 225-526-1631. All right. And That is it. Are there any questions? Anybody?
So I could drop the questions in the chat, or if you want to unmute real quick to ask any questions before Fran you.
We have one here at Berman.
Okay. What is your question?
She's coming.
Okay.
What type of financial aid is available?
Repeat that question.
What type of financial aid is available?
So we have the scholarships that you can apply for, or you can fill out the FAFSA when you go to graduate, or you can look into your community for any scholarships that you want to receive or any grants. Also, each of our programs can offer you a scholarship once you begin to enter into clinicals. So like, for example, for nursing students, when they're getting ready to go into their clinicals, Our Lady of the Lake Hospital offers a San Damiano sponsorship where they will cover 4 semesters of your clinicals in exchange that you work for 4 years at Our Lady of the Lake. So that's an option, but that's not until you enter into clinicals. As a first-time freshman, you would have to apply for any of the scholarships that I mentioned previously, or you would need to fill out your FAFSA, which is recommended all around anyway when you go to apply for scholarships.
And then in the chat we have
Um,
this Fran, you take ACT, super scores for scholarship and admission.
I can double check on that, but I do know that we just accept the ACT score. I haven't heard about the super score, but I'm sure that we do. But I can also follow up on that. So if you want to just give your information, I can follow up later.
Awesome, you guys. Do we have any other questions for Marlena at Friend U?
Yes, keep them coming.
Uncle Barbara.
So y'all, that's my niece. So
That was cute.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was precious.
Well, we'd like to thank your friend you for joining the fly tour today.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I know.
problem.
I know I learned some new things about Fran U that I didn't know before. There's so many programs that are offered and so many cool things that y'all have that y'all offer for students in
And-
those different programs. So
and
definitely cool.
So many scholarships they offer too. Like I didn't know they had that many scholarships. So
Yeah. Also, before, because I know it wasn't on that slide, anybody that is a military dependent, we do accept GI bills and then any specific GI bills for Louisiana as well. So we do accept all of that.
okay. And Miss Marlena, can you drop your name and email in the chat?
Yeah.
So students, she's dropping her name, email in the chat. So if you want to reach out to her, feel free to look in the chat, take her information down, and contact her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Up next, we have LSU. So, Miss Williams.
Morning, everyone. Y'all hear me right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for being with us.
I didn't thank y'all for having me. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Hopefully everything goes well. I'm usually not a good technology person, but we're gonna get it today. Okay. Let's see if this video will play. Let's tell me a trouble, but we'll see if it gives sound. But if not, my voice will subside. But
We'll work through it together. We'll work through it together.
thank y'all. Thank y'all. Okay. Let's see. Do y'all hear anything? Let's see.
No, we don't hear anything, but we do see the video.
I got you. Something happened last time. It was like literally. Okay, there it is. Share computer sound. Okay. No, go back. Here now.
Yes.
That's our mission here at LSU, to recruit and retain world-class students, professors, coaches, and researchers who represent the very best in what I describe as scholarship first. There's nothing right now that we've done at LSU that is bigger than what's happening here today. Standing on the front line, wanna take what's mine. Now you're gonna realize that gold is my color. Frankly, I've never been this hyped. Gold is my color.
I love a little video, but thank y'all so much for having me. My name is Elena Williams. I am an admissions counselor here at LSU. I'm also an LSU alum, but I didn't come to talk about me, so let's get into this presentation. If y'all have any trouble like hearing me as I talk, please let me know, because all I see right now is my screen. But this first slide, it shows an elite flagship institution. On the left side, you see it talks about all our academic programs, how many students, where they come from, the diversity here on campus. First and foremost, LSU has a playing field here. LSU, the world is your oyster. Ultimately, we have over 330 different academic programs. So whether you want to go STEM-based, whether you're the liberal arts, whatever it might be, we definitely have the program for you. And even if you see, well, out of those 330, y'all ain't got nothing I want, then we have academic degree programs where you can actually build your own major. So really some really cool things that we have here for our students to ultimately create the path that they have for themselves. And our students, the representation here at LSU. We have students from all 50 states, all 100 countries. I know in here, these are Louisiana people, so this is where our heart is, our Louisiana people. But just know that once you come here to LSU, it's really a melting pot, and people come from all over. That fact at the bottom, I love that. LSU is the fastest growing diversity flagship university. What a flagship university is, there are 50 in the entire country, and there's one for every state. Being a flagship means you're the most historic and most prestigious of that state. And so here at LSU, and out of all of those 50 flagship institutions, we are number one for fastest growing diversity, with over 50% of our enrolled students being African American students. So we're loving those statistics, and we're loving the representation that we're seeing here on LSU's campus. A reputation for excellence. 3 things we have here at LSU that really help us to uphold the reputation for excellence are our research intensive academics, our career empowerment, and our supportive community. That first thing, research intensive academics. If y'all remember, I just talked about us being a flagship institution, but we're also among the elite 1% of research. We have the land, we get the land, sea, and space grant to research. That just means ultimately we get all the government's money to do research. That means all of our faculty are researchers in their field. And that means students have the opportunity to do research themselves. I don't know if y'all are paying attention to that video, but it was naming all types of awards and different like research and things like that. But those are the acclamations that students and professors here themselves have actually won and are doing the great work here at LSU. And the great thing about being a student here at LSU and having those professors who are researchers in their field, that means you're getting the most up-to-date and the most relevant information to what you are learning and what you're needing to pursue your academic career. Career empowerment. Everybody's coming to school because you have a job that you want to get, you have a career in mind, you have a path in mind for yourself. And we really want to let you know that career empowerment is on our top list because we don't want to just get you here at LSU. We want to see you through from here and on after. And that's where career empowerment comes in. We have so many different resources on campus. One of our main things is called our Olin Career Center. It's not on our slide. I don't have that slide for it. But basically, the Career Center is a place where you can go as a student for any job tips, any resume tips to help you build a resume, to help critique your current resume. They'll sit down with you and do a mock interview. So they'll tell you how to talk in an interview, what type of questions you should be asking, how to dress for an interview. And we also have our own job portal here at LSU. So if you've heard of like Indeed or LinkedIn, here at LSU, we have what we call Handshake. So ultimately, Handshake is what you have access to as a student, where you'll be able to go and find on-campus jobs, off-campus jobs, internships, and even as an alumni, you can use Handshake to find your first post-grad job. So definitely something there. And lastly, a supportive community. We know LSU is a big school, over 30,000 students here overall, but definitely, and as an alumni at LSU, I can say that when you come here, they don't want you to just feel like another number. They definitely want you to get involved. Definitely find your communities here. I was grateful and fortunate enough to find my communities like first day here at LSU. Those people are still my family. So finding those communities can mean getting involved, joining an organization, your roommates, your slate mates, your dorm mates, whatever it might be. I'm definitely gonna have someone with you the entire way, whether they be your advisors. No lie, I had like 4 different advisors in my time here at LSU, and I'm grateful for all of them because they helped me to schedule my classes, know what type of class to schedule, when, always checked on me like 3-4 times a semester, making sure I was doing good. So that support in that community is definitely there. So all of these things really encompass who we are here at LSU and what helps us to uphold that reputation for excellence. Here at LSU, it shows that 4 out of 5 of our graduates graduate a job in their service because ultimately you don't want to come to college and then end up doing something that you didn't go to college for. So we just want to let you know that 4 out of 5 of our graduates end up graduating with a job or in their service. And another thing, talking about the money, because everybody wants to get the money once they graduate. LSU graduates, statistics show that they earn $15,000 more annually than their counterparts. And these companies that you see listed down on our bottom right are just some of the companies that our alumni are working at and some of the companies that LSU alumni are pouring into and giving jobs to these students. So Disney, ExxonMobil, my engineering people, Google. I know tech is really big right now. NASA. I don't know if y'all saw in the video, but right now, LSU was the first undergraduate institution to put student-made technology on the moon. So that research, all that I was talking about, our students are doing their work. So really great things are happening for students here at LSU and even beyond once you become an alumni of this great institution. And you're probably like, okay, what money is LSU giving me to come there? I need to know the funds. I need to know what scholarships I'm getting. How can I afford to come to LSU? We're at LSU, we're committed to access. We give out over $1 billion in scholarships every year, and there's a plus at that end because every year the number is growing. Because we really want to bridge that gap for students and families to make sure they can get here and make sure that financial burden is something that students or families are having to worry about when their child comes to college. So those scholarships on the next slide, well, it's not that one, but it's broken down into merit-based, need-based, your FAFSA, just as Fran, you was talking about, very important. Seniors, juniors, get that FAFSA in, get it done as early as you can. All of that matters because that's ultimately how we evaluate your funds. And there's no separate scholarship application for LSU because your application is into LSU is your application for scholarships. And I'll talk a little more about how we view that in a minute from that holistic view. This is just a timeline of each year of how our application process usually works. Every year, application opens up in August. October 1st, like I was just telling y'all about FAFSA, your FAFSA is going to open. So definitely get that in as soon as it opens or as early as possible. Once you get that FAFSA in, once you're accepted in December, our housing portal will open. So you start choosing those dorms, choosing your roommates, all that fun stuff. December 15th. That was the date this year. It'll be the date next year. That's our priority deadline for scholarships. As I was telling y'all, your application to LSU is your application for scholarships. So we always want students to apply as early as possible so they have that priority consideration for those scholarships. Because yes, we have that big number I just showed you, but trust me, those funds go fast. So we want to be able to give them to you, the most deserving students, as soon as we can. If you don't make the December 15th deadline, no problem. You can still come here. February 1st is always our regular decision. And then March and April, which is around the time we're in now, we'll start sending out these comprehensive aid packages, letting you know, how much money we'll give you and how much it's going to cost you to come here ultimately. And all across the country, all across the world, May 1st is deposit day. That's decision day. That's for students ultimately decide, am I going to come here? Am I going to go there? So this is just a little timeline. When you go to apply to LSU, your application is exclusively on the Common App. So you just type in the Common App, you search LSU. If you're coming to the Baton Rouge campus, you have to make sure that you select Agricultural and Mechanical College in Baton Rouge because we do have other system campuses. Required materials. All we require is that common application, at least one letter of recommendation. You can submit as many as you like, but we only require one. That FAFSA and all those great things. We are test optional. So you do not have to submit an SAT or an ACT score to come here to LSU. It is ultimately up to you. And if you feel that test is a reflection of who you are as a student. If not, don't include it and you are at no disadvantage. I promise you. So this route, just to give you a peek of how I kind of like gauge students of if they should include their test scores or not. Around this year, for this year's class, our average is about a 28 for ACT. So that'll be next year's average for our application. So I advise students, hey, if you're at that mark or above it, definitely submit. But if you feel like you're anywhere below that, definitely don't, because in the end, it might hurt your application more than it could have helped you if you did not include that test score. And then comprehensive review, we look at everything. We're looking at that Common App. We're looking at that essay that you write. The personal essay is optional, but definitely write it. We're looking at if you're involved. Are you involved in any clubs? Are you in the community service? We're looking at all of that. We're looking at your classes. If your school offered honors, AP, IB, dual enrollment, did you challenge yourself? Did you take those courses? We're looking at everything, y'all. And all of those things are important because all of those ultimately will get you admitted into these universities. And all of those can ultimately also get you the scholarships to come here. So definitely everything on your application is very, very, very important. And this is how we kind of look at everything. First, your academic performance. So like I was saying, your transcript, your GPA, your test scores, if you include those, the rigor of your classes, the letter of recommendation. Please just don't get anyone to write the letter of recommendation. Those are very important. We want someone who's really going to tell us about who you are as a student and not just give me a list of your resume of what you did, but make sure when you're choosing who to write your letter of recommendation that you really think about it and it's someone who's important to you and they can really speak to who you are as a person and a student. So definitely, because you see that second on the list, so that's very important. Community impacts. So that goes into involvement. Are you involved in any clubs, any sports, events with your siblings, you work outside of school, anything that you do, literally list it. We want to know all about it. And then lastly, your voice. Whenever you go to the Common App to apply, there will be an option to write a personal essay. It's optional, but I'm giving you the inside tea. Definitely submit that personal essay. It can be something about you. There'll be different prompts that you can choose from. You can submit an essay you wrote for your last English class. We don't matter. We want to see something about you. So definitely don't look past it and say it's optional. Definitely do it. This is just a Common App. That's what it looks like. And like I said, you make sure you choose LSU A&M Baton Rouge. If you ever want to come visit campus, we have tours a week. In the fall for our interested students. We always have our kickoffs. If I have any seniors in here right now who've been admitted or who are still waiting, we have our spring events for destinations. So definitely come see us on campus. Like I said, we're here every day. You can register online and I'd love to see y'all. But thank y'all so much for listening to me and y'all have a great one. And I'm here for questions. So you can put them in the chat or if you want to talk to me out loud on the mic, I'm here for all your questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Williams. So do we have any questions from our students? You could drop them in the chat. You can unmute yourselves. LSU has so much to offer. I love that they do the holistic admissions process for students. I know sometimes that can be daunting for test scores and things. So Austin students have another pathway to go to LSU. Do we have any questions from our students?
And I'm gonna put my name, like email, on my chat just because anyone decides later on to get home, like dang, I should fax you. So I'll provide my information in the chat.
Yes, please do. Please provide that information.
And also go Tigers, as our Lady Tigers go on to the Final Four
The
for
Final
women's
Four.
basketball.
Yes, yes, definitely rooting for them. Thank you again, Ms. Williams, for participating on the fly tour.
No problem. I'll stay until the end just in case anyone has any questions, but thank y'all.
Okay.
Yes,
That
thank you
sounds
so much.
great. So our last school for today, we have McNeese State University. Mr. Gavin, take it away.
Hello. Sorry. Hope everybody's doing well today. So yeah, I'm from McNeese. Been here about 2 years, and so yeah, I'll be happy to share with y'all just some different stuff about McNeese now. All right. So are y'all seeing the slideshow now?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. So you see, this is kind of just the introduction slide, but one important thing I do want to point out is the hashtag GoPoke. So I get questions about this all the time, and not everybody knows what that is. So it's a shortened version of a cowpoke, which I think is just kind of like a gender neutral way to say go Cowboys. So just wanted to clear that up out the way real quick. After that, you can see we are located in Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is kind of in the southwest of the state. We got about 6,500 students overall, puts us at a mid-sized university. And I think there are a lot of advantages to being a mid-sized university, such as like our 1:19 instructor to student ratio. So, I mean, where I went to high school, on average, we had about 30 kids per class. So really going to college, I actually had smaller classes. And I thought that was really beneficial because basically it wasn't intimidating to ask a professor a question because, you know, there wasn't like 30 other people asking a question in front of you. And then it just made like studying so much easier too, because I knew those people who were going to be in my class once I got to the classes in my major. You know, we already had our phone numbers and everything, so you didn't have to go through the awkwardness of that kind of an introduction and stuff. We do have over 100 active student organizations as well, so there's plenty of opportunities to get involved. I mean, just a couple off the top of my head, we have student government, we have different religious organizations and various versions of that. We got fraternity and sorority life as well. And like I said, about, 90 other options there too. There's going to be ones that are specific to majors, like there's one for the nurses, there's one for pre-physical therapy, all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, we are not test optional, but it's kind of complicated the way we do it because the listed requirements there are what we look for ACT scores. However, like I'm just going to go forward to the next slide real quick just to show you something. That doesn't mean we can't accept you. We have like a thing that we're able to do called admissions exceptions. So typically we use ACT scores and SAT scores more for like class placement purposes, as opposed to like pure acceptance purposes. So that's just important to keep in mind as well. And then other than that, it's kind of your standard like requirements, like having the TOPS curriculum, 2.35 GPA, and then being ready for college level English and math. And then, like I said, that's just the slide kind of explaining like how we do our process. That's for this next slide's for transfer students. So that wouldn't be applicable to anybody in here at the current time. But if anybody's thinking about going to like a community college, like a 2-year college or anything like that, it could be applied later too. So just know that there's a pathway for that as well too. And that lists those requirements there. This is going to be the chart for our scholarships. So these aren't the only type of scholarships that we offer, but these are the ones that kind of have like the like a very cut and dry kind of criteria to them. So these are the ones we typically point out. So it's going to be like it's going to factor in both SAT or ACT scores and GPA, as you can see there. And our tuition really is only about $4,500 per semester. You know, we're relatively inexpensive for as college goes for a four-year university. So these awards can really like pay a high percentage of that too. And so, you know, once you get up to those higher levels of ACT, it can become a really, really like worthwhile investment too. I know for me, it saved me a huge cost when I was going here of being able to get that award from scholarships. So this slide right here, this kind of details the timeline for applying. Now, unfortunately for seniors this year, our scholarship deadline has passed, but it doesn't mean there's no scholarship money left. It just means that's the last day, even if you meet these requirements, that we can guarantee it. So if a student hasn't applied yet and is interested in applying to McNeese, I don't want to discourage you and think there's no way you can get a scholarship or anything. It's just we cannot guarantee it any longer. For any of the younger grades other than that, just be aware of scholarship deadlines. That's going to be a pretty like important concept, really, no matter what college you're going to. Just keep that in mind of like, there are these deadlines that you have to submit your stuff by. And if you don't get them in by that deadline, the scholarship that you are otherwise qualified for, it just may not be there anymore. So just keep that in mind. For us, another date to point out is when our application opens. So this would be more important for like juniors for their upcoming senior year. You can expect our application to be open. It lists there as August 1st, but sometimes it goes like kind of into the middle of August too. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. And then you have the FAFSA deadline here too. So those are just some things that you want to make sure to do. You also want to make sure to submit those ACT scores, those transcripts, all that kind of stuff as well. So now we kind of have slides that detail a little bit about each individual college. So we do have an agricultural college on campus, and I mean, that lists all the concentrations there. You see the little lamb. So one cool thing about the College of Agriculture that we have is we have like multiple farms in the surrounding area too. And our students, like in their pre-vet degree plan, at some schools, they don't really start working with the animals until their junior year. Whereas at McNeese, we value a really hands-on education. So in our agricultural program, they will start working with those animals your first semester there, if you're doing an animal science or pre-vet degree plan. So that is very, very valuable, I think, for agricultural majors, because you're not just learning the theoretical concepts and have to wait till your junior year to figure out whether you actually like working with the animals or not. You can get that out of the way pretty early too. So that's just something to keep in mind. And so, yeah, like I said, multiple farms in the area as well. Then we do have a College of Business too. So, that kind of covers a lot of different facets like accounting, marketing, finance, all that kind of stuff. One of the cool things I think is our university president is actually an accountant. Like he graduated from McNeese in accounting and everything. And so because of that, if you are going with one of these accounting degree plans, you actually get classes taught by the university president. And I always thought that was so cool. And so, yeah, that just kind of lists some of the other degree plans there. Now, off the top of my head, I can point out that general management is one of our degree plans that's going to be like available 100% online too. So, if you're wanting to kind of get that degree online and stuff, management may be a good option for you. Then you have the College of Education too, and that's kind of going to be broken up into two parts. So you kind of have your like early childhood education there, either from pre-K to 3 or from 1st to 5th grade. And then you have health education. That's kind of going to be, your elementary school teachers and everything. And then also on the other side, you have health and human performance. Now, we do use a different terminology than a lot of other schools, because for other schools, it would be kinesiology. That is under what we refer to as health and human performance, but that's just what we call it. So that's going to be if you want to be a chiropractor, physical therapist, occupational therapist, all those ones listed there. That's going to be the school you're in. They have the newest building on campus too. It's part of our new basketball arena called the Legacy Center. And I think one of the coolest things there is they actually have an underwater treadmill that our students get to use in the evaluation, like in their classes and everything. So I always thought that was really Then you have the College of Liberal Arts. And I mean, I really don't have enough time today to go into all those degree plans. I will say I am a proud graduate of McNeese's College of Liberal Arts in General History. So, I'm a little biased there, but I do think it was a great time, great education. And there's a lot of different options in the College of Liberal Arts too, which you kind of see here. One thing to keep in mind that I don't think a lot of college students know, though, is that there are pre-law degree plans available, but if you're wanting to go to law school, you really don't have to go with the pre-law major. A lot of places recommend you don't. Honestly, it's kind of because of LSAT scores. Typically, pre-law majors, for whatever reason, don't quite have as high of LSAT scores as some other majors. So that's just a general aside that I wanted to point out, that I'm only thinking about because I'm planning on going to law school. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. There's a ton of options in the College of Liberal Arts. And so there's kind of something there for everybody. Next, we do have a College of Nursing and Health Professions as well. So I know for our nursing program, the last 2 years, our passage rate for the NCLEX test, which is the test you take at the end of your 4 years, was 100% 2 years ago and 96% last year. So that averages out to about 98%. And then our radiological science bachelor's degree, they had 100% passage rate on those exit exams as well. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. Medical lab science and psychology are both also offered too. Those are great degree plans. And one thing to keep in mind, kind of similar to that management thing, is health systems management is another degree that's going to be offered 100% online as well. So that's just something to keep in mind too. I think one of the coolest things about the College of Nursing is they actually have this robotic baby, and it turns blue, and the students kind of have to figure out how to restore the oxygen flow to its brain. So I saw that one time when we were given a tour, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Next is another huge college, and that's going to be the SIM college. So that's going to include your engineerings, your chemistry, biology, mathematics, all that kind of stuff. Our engineering program, we offer 5 types, and that'll be mechanical, chemical, electrical, computer, and civil. So our engineering program is listed as top 50 in the nation for salary potential as well. You get a ton of hands-on experience there. We got a lot of local refineries in Lake Charles. So typically our students get internships there, and when they're applying for jobs, that looks really, really great on a resume too, just because that's some very hands-on experience there. For biology, typically you kind of will have a main focus on these 3 concentrations here. So pre-dentistry, pre-medicine, and pre-pharmacy. For pre-medicine, combining biological science and chemistry, we have about a 75% acceptance rate into medical school from our pre-med program. And for dentistry, that'll be about an 82-83% as well. So high acceptance rates there too. And then, you kind of go into mathematics too, which that's physics, that's different educational degrees, and those are kind of listed there. And then there's computer science too, which a lot of students are always interested in. And if I were to say one thing between the difference between computer science and computer engineering, computer science is a little more on the software side, whereas computer engineering is kind of on the hardware side. And so, yeah, so that's just, these are going to be some slides about student life, kind of showing you what it's like to be involved on campus. For like a quick personal story, I wasn't really involved at high school at all. But when I got to McNeese, something just clicked with me, and I started off in a fraternity. And then from there, I got heavily involved with the student government. And my senior year got to be president. And I don't know if that would have been possible at other schools because McNeese just made me feel very comfortable and kind of let me go outside of my shell then. And so, yeah, you see some pictures there. We have different Greek life organizations as well, a lot of different options. I think one of the coolest things we do is it's called Oozball. So it's basically during Greek week where all the fraternities and sororities are competing against each other. We basically have a mud pit and we play mud volleyball. And so that's a tradition at McNeese that goes back at least 20 years. And every year, even if you're just watching, it's a blast. Then we do also have rec and intramural sports too. So that's if you want to play basketball, you want to do flag football, swim, all that kind of stuff. Those are offered at McNeese as well. Then we do have 14 Division I sports as well. We actually recently hired the old head basketball coach for our men's team for our men's team, Will Wade, from LSU. And so, yeah, we're really excited about that. We think our athletic programs are going to be in a really good place now, and that they have a lot of potential for the future. Now, this is going to show you some of the different dorm options. I do want to point out that you actually aren't required to live on campus at any point at McNeese. And so that's just something to keep in mind. So if you're more comfortable with kind of like getting an apartment off campus or even taking those classes 100% online, you can do that as well. So these are kind of just some of the features that come included with it. But these are going to be the housing options too. So these are kind of this one right here on the top left. That's the standard dorm option. Typically when parents or guardians are talking about dorms, that's going to be the option they're talking about. You see there's no bathroom in there because they do have communal bathrooms, and there are 2 beds, but that is actually a 1-room dorm for us too. So when you get the 2 beds, if you want, you can put a mattress topper over them, and that's a king size, or yeah, a queen size bed. And so that's a good option too. And then you kind of have the more modern dorm options too, with the private rooms, which are kind of the more square rooms. And then at the bottom right here, this is our 6-2 option. And there's a lot of different configurations you can have for that with a lot of different pricing. But if you want to know more about that, you can go to mcneesereslife.com. And another thing to keep in mind, no matter where you're going to college, is check to make sure if their housing application is separate than their admissions application, because you don't want to be showing up, you know, a month before school and not have a place to live, and you're having to struggle to figure all that out at the last second. Just keep that in mind. And then the top right, this is probably our most unique option too, and that's our apartment option. And that's the most unique just because it has a kitchen there. And Kayla, did you have a question?
Oh no, I was just agreeing about the housing deadlines because that.
Oh, okay, I saw the hand. I was like, oh no, missed something up.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
So yeah, the apartment option, that's a good option too, because it does have the kitchen, especially people that like to cook. That's something to look. There's dining on campus. You know, we have a full service cafeteria as well as an on-campus restaurant, all that kind of stuff. And then these are academic resources. These are all included in student tuition as well. So Right to Excellence Center and a tutor lab. One helps with English, one helps with math. Pretty self-explanatory there. I will say, unfortunately, the Right to Excellence Center, they won't write that paper for you, but they will kind of help you with like commas, punctuation, all that kind of stuff, which especially commas, I had a lot of problems with. But then there is also a career development center, which they can help with internships. They have interest tests to see which like major might be right for you and which career path to pursue. So that's a great option. Student resources, a counseling center, all licensed counselors. We have our own on-campus infirmary too. So that's something I think that's really a great resource for students as well. Now, if you have any questions, I am going to leave my information like kind of in the chat. But if you have questions in general for like our admissions department or anything, please feel free to reach out to us. We do individual private tours every day of the week, Monday through Friday. We give you a school excuse, so feel free to come sign up for one of those at any time. We'd love to have you on campus and try to schedule a meeting with the department you're interested in too. So thank you all for y'all's time today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us today, Gavin.
No problem.
Thank you
And
so
I'd
much.
love to answer any questions.
Yeah, and if you have anybody has any questions for Gavin, you can put it in the chat. Unmute yourself to ask. I loved how much you talked about the experience on campus. That because we talked about that social and emotional match. So what is important to students of being involved on campus. So that's awesome that there's such a big focus at McNeese for student involvement. Love that.
Not seeing any questions. Like I said, just thank y'all for having. I think this is a great idea too. I wish I'm not sure if it was around when I was in high school. I like I said, I didn't pay the most attention to this kind of stuff, but I really do think this is a great event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Well,
thank you.
Fly Tour, this is our third year doing Fly Tour now?
Yeah, third
Fourth
year.
year.
So that was awesome. Oh, also because in my breakout rooms we had a number of students that are that talked about starting out at community colleges. So that was great to also talk about transfer opportunities. So remember, you can use TOPS Tech for the 2-year programs and opportunity, performance, and honors. But you can also use the TOPS Tech for those 2 years. And then, like Gavin was saying about the transfer scholarships, you can then, when that TOPS Tech runs out, you can use those transfer scholarships if you want to finish out a bachelor's. So that's an option using state money.
Right.
Do we have any questions?
Yeah, do you have any questions or any general questions for either any of the presenters, or if you have any questions for us advocates? If you want to ask about experiences or anything that comes to mind, let us know.
You can unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Does McNeese accept dual enrollment credits?
As long as it's from a accredited university, yes. Yes. So if it's going to be any school in the state, there's a really good chance that we're going to accept those credits too. Like I said, the only stipulations if it's like a non-accredited university, which usually high schools aren't going to go through that for dual enrollment.
Really good. We still have LSU on the line too. So if you have questions for LSU or
Can we
McNeese,
play trivia? Let's see.
I got it.
Let's
I
see.
got a question.
Okay.
What is McNeese's mascot?
Ooh.
So
if y'all was paying attention, y'all would know.
Yeah.
We have someone saying cowboy.
Okay, so a few of y'all was paying attention.
Do y'all remember what it was called for it to be neutral? So not male or female, what the term was?
Starts with the P, y'all. Starts with the P. Somebody take a guess. There we go. I see y'all, New Iberia. I got it. Oops.
The Pokes, yes. Yeah, we did a preview day at McNeese a little while back, and that was a lot of fun being on campus. We've done fly tours on LSU's campus before in the past, so that's been a lot of fun. Fran, I don't know if we've made it to your campus yet.
Not yet to frame you, but it's still time.
Yeah, we got time. So I don't know. I learned a lot from all the presentations. There was a lot of things that I didn't know about the schools. McNeese and Fran, you both have some really great opportunities for the healthcare field with the 10,000 at FranU, the 10,000 square feet of simulation space. That's awesome. McNeese and FranU both had very high passing rate for those tests, because if you don't pass those tests, you can't practice the career that you've been in school for all that time. So when we talk about retention, that match 0.5, that's also part of retention. Once you graduate, are you passing the tests that you need to actually work in that career? So under those healthcare fields, definitely need that. And talks about the LSAT, passing the LSAT to get into to law school. So those are also things to think about when you're thinking about your careers. What tests do you need to pass even after you get through college?
Yes,
Those
correct. And
boards.
also piggyback off what Mr. Gavin said, he said he wasn't very active in high school, but when he got to college, he found a lot of stuff to do. So it's okay if you're not in a lot of clubs or not in a lot of organizations in high school. Once you get to college, it's a whole different world with many different opportunities. Find something you like, find your club, make our own club. You know, it's a lot of different stuff and a lot of different people.
Yeah, and there's literally an organization for just about anything, which whatever, if you want a great one, they have, I know I've been to some colleges, they have, if you like gaming, they have EA sports type of things. If you like chess or something educational, they have like chess clubs. And I'm a little bit of a nerd, but like they also have anime clubs too. So it's like they also, if you want to do more into like student government, they have that. Like there's literally a time for you to find your people and for you to just explore different types of groups and everything. So definitely there's a little bit for everybody.
That is correct. Find your niche.
Yeah. And also, as we talked about before, this week is Community College Week. And one of the great things about community colleges is most of them, and especially in Louisiana, a lot of them are actually open enrollment. Or open admissions. So that means that even if you struggled in high school and your GPA wasn't the best, that essentially to get into a community college, you just need a high school diploma or a GED. And then one of my favorite stories was a girl that I graduated with actually for my master's program from LSU. Go Tigers. But she started out she did not do well in high school. I think she had like below a 2.0 GPA, went to community college, and then did amazing in community college. And then ended up transferring over to a 4-year program after she finished and got her associate. Ended up on like the dean's list and whenever she was in college. So, and graduated and then ended up in the master's program with me at LSU. So there are so many different pathways to getting to the career that you want to be in. Right. So even if right now, maybe high school doesn't seem like, your thing and you're struggling a little bit, there's a way you can get to where you want to be.
Yes.
And it's also really exploring different types of degrees, because I had a hard time figuring out what I want to do. And I came to find out that actually LSU had a degree called communication studies, and it's not the same thing as mass communication or anything. It's literally a study of communications, and I never thought I'd find a major that I'd enjoy so much, and I did. So it's just trying to find like what works for you. And I've been around. I did a community college. I've been to a community college. I went to BRCC, ULL, and LSU, and they have different types of campuses. So I went to BRCC, got my credits out the way, and also it helped me transfer to a 4-year college when I was actually in my major. So I still have that smaller college, that small classroom feel. So it's also like you have to also be able to plan your path. Like, what do you want to do if you want to save? I don't want to say like what's the most cost efficient way to get your degree and all those things, and as well as figuring out what you're interested in, because another thing that's very important is that not all colleges have the same program. And as you could see and hear from all the presentations, some of them specialize in different things. And it's just trying to figure out what is it that you want.
Precisely. And Izzy, you bring up a great point. And I know we have some time here for a Q&A, but before we do so, I think it'll be really awesome if each of us could sort of share where we went to school and what we studied, just so that as those questions come up, if students have questions about our degrees or the schools that we went to, we can also share that with them. So Izzy shared hers, I'll share mine. I went to LSU, so it's great to see my alma mater represented here. As of August of this year, I will actually have 3 degrees from LSU. So I have a music degree as well as a Spanish degree from LSU. And I will be finishing up my master's in Hispanic studies. So I know for me, when I went to LSU, just like Alana said, it was a super huge campus and I was very overwhelmed. However, I found 2 programs of study that I loved and I found my community there. And I was really able to make an impact both on the campus and then use that to make an impact in my community as well. So that's my experience. Whoever would like to share theirs next.
I can go next. I went to Northwestern State University and I got my degree in mass communications, which I know it wasn't on the call today, but perfect school, middle of nowhere, similar to McNeese, same, same type of school, they're in the same sports conference, but yeah, lovely school, amazing. They're on the fly tour too, so make sure that y'all on the days that they on to learn about the best school in Louisiana.
Oh my goodness. Not biased at all.
Okay. Well, I went to Southern University in Baton Rouge. I have a
HBCU?
Yes, HBCU. I have a bachelor's degree in mass communications with a focus in broadcast journalism. It was a great environment. Everybody knows Southern for their dancing dolls and the band. So it was definitely a great environment to be in, where everybody kind of just made me feel like I belonged in a sense. And then now I go to LSU and I am in a master's program getting a master's of mass communication. LSU is a big school, great school, but they make you feel like you belong to and that you're not just a number. Kind of like what Alana said earlier. Yeah.
So does anybody know what an HBCU is? What does the HBCU stand for?
I see STEM typing away down there.
Yeah.
Iberia, y'all gonna let them beat y'all? Martin Berman, come on.
Look, who's quick with the fingers? Who's quick with it?
I see that whiteboard, New Iberia. Come on. Who's gonna get it first?
I got it.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Historically Black College and University.
We'll give it to both of you. There we go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Miss Swapshire's class has been on it all day. Absolutely.
Yes.
Jerome Livonia,
So-
that was in my breakout session. They were amazing. You're making me proud, y'all.
So Southern is an HBCU. Do y'all know any other HBCUs that are in Louisiana? Give me another HBCU that's in Louisiana.
All right,
Okay,
that was fast.
yeah.
Miss Swapshire.
Look, I'm ready.
Okay, Grambling, okay.
Xavier Dillard.
Dillard.
Yes. So Howard isn't in Louisiana. That's in DC. But yes, it is a HBCU. Jackson State, also not in Louisiana, but a HBCU. Mississippi Valley. Look, y'all know y'all HBCUs. Y'all are ready.
They came prepared for the trivia.
They know them though. That's
Very good. We love to see it.
I love that. Yes. So and you're probably hearing a theme that a lot of us went to LSU. So that also happens when you're in a specific area. So we all have been in Baton Rouge so I'm not from Baton Rouge, but I've been in Baton Rouge for some time. So since I was here for some time, I also ended up doing a master's at LSU. But I have my first degree was from UL Lafayette. Go Cajuns. I loved it there. So I graduated actually in biology. I was planning to go pre-med, and then my career path completely changed because I decided that I wanted to help people, but in a different way. So I ended up in my first position when I was at UL was a student worker in career counseling. And that's where I actually realized that I really loved helping people figure out what they want to do with their lives, and ended up going into a master's of higher education administration at LSU and working with student affairs. And then I am currently working on a master's in mental health counseling from the University of Louisiana at Monroe. So I have had experience both on campus and online, and
Yes.
both great options, and work differently with how you learn. So yeah.
With that being said, do we have any last minute questions about college in general, financial aid, just our experiences? Feel free to use
Who's
your
done their FAFSA?
whiteboards.
Our seniors. Who's done your FAFSA? Raise your hand if you've done your FAFSA. We have our seniors in here.
Okay, I see a few.
So make sure. Yeah, so make sure that if you have not done your FAFSA yet, that you do your FAFSA. It is how you get qualified for federal financial aid. It is how you qualify for state aid. So it's your application for TOPS, for GO grants, all of that. So make sure you do that FAFSA. If you have not finished it yet, get that turned in. And it is a requirement for Louisiana public students to graduate. So seniors, make sure you do that FAFSA.
All right, so
right,
no more
Good.
questions for us?
No more questions. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I see New Iberia with the whiteboard. We can't quite see it. If you want to bring it closer. Louisiana College. Are y'all able to unmute or type it in the chat? I saw Louisiana College, but I couldn't see the rest of it. No
Okay,
worries.
that's fine.
Well, if y'all have any questions, what we can do is I'll type our email in the chat so you can find us there. So if you ever have any questions as you are making that transition from high school to college, you can always email us there. We'd be more than happy to help you with any questions that you have. We have access to all of our advocates here. If there are,
you can message us on our Instagram.
If this is true, make sure you follow us.
Yes.
Advocates, let's put our Instagram handles in the chat.
Oh, dear.
Yes, make sure y'all follow.
So, and while y'all are looking at our Instagram handles, seniors, I know y'all have a few weeks left of high school, so make sure you're dotting off all those I's and crossing those T's, but not just for our seniors. We have our so our first for our seniors is our post-secondary transition student network group. So it provides our high school students knowledge and experience for essential tools to help you navigate your high school experience to graduation and beyond. So you get to get connected with other high schoolers throughout the state. You receive support from each other. You get to learn. They have special guest speakers for different professional fields, and they have different pathways to really help you figure out what you want to do and have that support as you get ready for college and as you move through college. So the post-secondary transition student network group meets every fourth Friday of the month at 1 p.m. So they have some great speakers coming up. So in April, they're doing one about career exposure in STEM and healthcare. In May, the Louisiana Workforce Commission is coming to talk about emerging careers. And then in June, there's going to be a celebration of being a part of the student network group. So there are networks for our 9th to 12th graders. And then even once you get into college, we also have some groups as well for that. So make sure that you connect with us if you are interested. And I know we have it posted, showing on the screen if you want to be part of that student transition network group.
Correct. Scan the QR code to register, or if you want more information about student network groups, just scan the QR code. It'll pop up on your phone, and you will get everything you need to know about it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it looks like it's time for us to wrap up here. We hope you guys have had fun with us today and have gained some new information that'll help you as you navigate through high school and life afterwards as well.
So again, thank you all for joining the Fly Tour.
And we can't wait to see y'all on those campuses.
Yes, can't wait to see y'all again. Remember our faces.
Absolutely. And we want to give a huge shout out to our post-secondary partners as well for taking the time out of their day to share with us. We hope the next time that we do this, it'll be face-to-face and we can make memories and have fun on a college campus near you. But until then.
All right.
Until then, see you later.
Here you go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, real quick, shameless plug, but if any school wants to schedule group tours, we do those too. Just contact us.